So, joining us to discuss this is Dr. Nizar Tobe, a Syrian political activist, and joining him is Tarif Kashahne, a Syrian analyst from Damascus in Syria. Welcome to you both, Tarif and Dr. Nizar, to the show. Let's start off with you, Dr. Nizar. You've been with me on many a discussion and a debate, certainly when the revolution was culminating towards the overthrow of Assad. A year on, the country seems to be relatively, certainly a lot more stable than it was perhaps even 6 months ago. Is that because Syria is now getting back on its feet?
Thank you very much, Mas, for having me once again. Today actually marks a year on since the military operation led by HTS, which started on 27 November 2024, so exactly 1 year ago, which this operation has led to the liberation of Syria on the 8th of December 2024. So we are approaching 1 year from the liberation. The new government led by Ahmed al-Shara has actually achieved unbelievable and outstanding, amazing achievements. I can count until morning for you, but most important, most of the sanctions have been lifted, mostly by the US. There was in total 2,879 sanctions placed on Syria since it was started since 1979, as old as 1979. And most of these sanctions either lifted or suspended. So the only big struggle now is what is remaining is Caesar law. I'm not sure if you're still hearing me.
I am, yeah. Look, okay. I was just giving you the initial opportunity to just say your piece, and then
So Caesar law, the only big thing remaining from this, and Caesar law, I have from very special sources that this will be next week to be finished. It will be basically removed by the Congress. Possibly in the next, so next week it will be discussed and then hopefully finished and signed by the president in the next couple of weeks, until mid-December. So also one historic visit to is the first Syrian president in history that actually visited the White House. This has never happened before in the new histories in the last 100 years. Trump actually has met al-Shara 3 times in 6 months, and I think the 4th time will be coming soon.
Well, most likely. Yeah, absolutely, and he's played basketball as well with some quite famous American figures. Yeah. Dr. Nizar, I'm going to just ask you to pause there. Dr. Nizar, it all sounds like, with all due respect, it sounds like an unbelievable thing for somebody to say that Syria's. This is unprecedented, the best ever it's ever been. Surely, Dr. Nizar, there must be something that the government's doing wrong. It almost sounds like what's typical in the Arab world, which is the government's great. Let's look at our leaders and how much of a great job they're doing, as opposed to saying, well, actually, these are the problems in our society, and we need to critically analyze them. And he needs to start delivering on this, because that's the general accusation which tends to be thrown by those who are very cynical about Arab regimes and how they approach people. It's always like you have to not speak against the leader, and you've got to be in abeyance to the leader, because otherwise you are going against the nation. Almost like, in some respects, what's happening in the West as well. With Trump and America first, and the pro-nationalist forces in Europe. Dr. Nizar, it cannot be the case that this government is just doing and it's getting it right across the board everywhere. Please tell me.
Of course, I totally agree with you because this government is far from perfect because we cannot actually we cannot be yesterday under Assad regime, which is fully corrupted, and then wake up suddenly with the new government and to become Switzerland with all the civilization, all the corruption-free government. This cannot be the case. It will take time.
Dr. Nizar, with respect, I think that's probably not entirely correct because you already have a civilization. You told me on many occasions that Syrians have centuries-old culture, civilization. You're linked to the Palestinian, Jordanian culture. You're all one people, effectively, and one culture. And that culture is, when we look at Palestine and we look at other places, it's a very sophisticated culture, much more sophisticated than I might ask the Gulf Arab states. You are you have minorities. You have people who do not follow the faith of Islam and follow other faiths. So my point is, Dr. Forgive me, because obviously I need to have some challenge to my guests, otherwise it'll sound like we're all agreeing with everything. My point is, a year later, whilst you feel more happy and secure in the fact that Assad and his criminals are no longer running a narco state, and obviously some sanctions are being lifted, what are the challenges, Dr. Nizar? Tell me what the challenges are and what you expect the government to do. That's what I probably want to hear more.
So the challenges are a lot, actually. We still have a lot of economical situation to deal with. The reconstruction mostly. Your guest Tarif just mentioned about the internet. The internet also, there was an initial agreement about Silk Link, which will be a very big line from Lisbon to Damascus, will be fiber optic internet. And this will be, it may be able to supply, in addition to Syria, the many parts of the Middle East, including Turkey, Jordan, Iraq, etc. So there are a lot of challenges. The situation is not in pink. Obviously, what is most important, and this is counted for the government. I mean, I cannot say it is not counted because only we want to criticize. So the demonstration, more than it has exceeded demonstration. It has exceeded 1,000 demonstrations for different reasons. Some of them asking for improving the economical situation. Some of them asking for even releasing the criminals from some minorities, like Alawite minorities, because most of the criminals, and this is a fact, I'm not talking sectarian, but this is a fact that most of the criminals were from the Alawite minorities. So there was a lot of demonstration for different purposes, which exceeded 1,000 demonstrations, and nobody harmed them, or it's the opposite. Few days ago, the security forces were actually protecting the demonstrators, whatever their demands.
Thank you, Dr. Nizar. I appreciate.
I think we are moving towards improving. It will be slow but stable.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Nizar. I mean, Dr. Nizar, very quickly, I asked you last time, are you going to Syria? You told me that you were. Have you been to Syria now?
I have, and actually you interviewed me while I was in Syria.
Oh, of course, I do remember. I remember. You joined me from Syria. How was your visit? How was your visit?
It was wonderful, unbelievable. I couldn't believe that I could see my family again. I was extremely happy, and it's a lot of joy. Everyone is very much optimistic. I know they still having many things still needed, like, as you said, like food, like shelter, like clothes. But what is most important, they have their dignity now. This is the biggest gain. We have our dignity back. And nobody can take it away again.
Well, on that point, Dr. Nizar,
we are determined.
On that point, Dr. Nizar, on a very more hopeful point, I will say we've come to the end of the show. It's nice to hear that Syrians are recovering themselves. Obviously, some hard questions for both my guests. It's our job to do that. We have to hold power to account. And whilst they weren't speaking for the government, Challenge is always very good. My views are obviously my views, but we're here to do journalism, and I hope both of my guests will join us again soon to speak more about Syria as we approach the first-year anniversary of the overthrow of the Assad regime. That was Analysis. I'm Maz Patel. Thank you for joining me.